following video will give you an overview of how to utilize the mass email function in the Salesforce Nonprofit Starter Pack. In this video, we will go over how to choose email recipients from your contacts in the Salesforce database, how to create email templates, how to send mass email, and how to track the mass emails that you've sent. After logging into your Salesforce account, you should be brought to this screen. From here, to access the mass email function, you can go to Contacts. From Contacts, if you scroll down to the bottom, there should be an option here to mass email your contacts. Once you have selected the option to mass email your contacts, you can now, what Salesforce calls, create a view. There's already a few views that'll be already loaded into the Salesforce for you. So for instance, donation targets for the current year. So if we want to get a better idea as to why Steve Grandizio and Cassius Clay are showing up here, we can go to look at what filters have already been set on this particular view. So the view name is donation targets for the current year. And if we go into edit, then we'll be able to look at the view itself. Here we're looking at the view, and right down here are the actual filters that have been set in order to come up with those names. So you can see that the account needs to have a total number of gifts greater than 0, which means that they've given money before, and their last donation date is less than the first day of 2013. So these are people who have given money before, but they haven't given in this fiscal year. So if we're okay with these filters, we can go ahead and click Save. And Salesforce will automatically run that query through all of your contacts and pull out the people who meet the criteria that you set. So as you can see, Steve Grandizio and Cassius Clay both meet that criteria and have an email input into their contact. This is important. In order for them to show up on the mass email list, they must have an email under their contact name. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and click Next. And this is going to show us the different templates we can choose from based on what we want to send to people. So we've already created a template for this query, which is called the donor targets template. Go ahead and we can see what that looks like by clicking Preview. So here you see that if we go ahead and go through with this, it will automatically email whatever the contact name is. It'll put in today's date, and then it will follow up with after sincerely. We'll put in the user, so whoever's sending the email. In this case, it'll be my name, Caroline, and then little smiles and my user email. So this is our preview. If we're okay with that preview, we can go ahead and click Next. And then you have the option to name, or you have to name this email. And then you can either send now or schedule for delivery at a later date and time. And then if you want to send, you're going to go ahead and click Send. However, let's say for instance, back at this stage, we wanted to look at Steve Grandizio referrals. So Cassius Clay was referred by Steve Grandizio, and we want to email everyone who has been referred by him. So this is pulling up everyone who's been referred by him and has a contact email. Again, because Cassius Clay is the only person in the database with an email, he's the only person showing up on this screen right now. So he's the only one that the email will go out to. So we're going to go ahead and click Next. So now if in the list of templates you don't see a template that you want for this particular mass email, you'll have to create a new template. So in order to create a new template, you actually need to go back to Setup. So this again is coming from if you're in your home screen, you can just go ahead and click Setup, and then Communication Templates, and then Email Templates. From Email Templates, you'll be able to click Create a New Template, and then you can choose what type you want to create. Go ahead and click Next. And now from here, we can name the template, so Steve Referrals. It will go ahead and automatically input that template unique name. Subject, this is going to be the subject that shows up in the email. So when you send out the email, the subject that comes up, just like any normal email. So we'll call this a Little Smiles introduction. And then I went ahead and typed up a little something about what this body could look like. Now these fields here and here are dynamic text, and this text actually pulls directly from the database, so that right here, instead of it saying that in the email that's sent, it'll actually say the contact's first name. In order to figure out what code needs to go in, you can use the tool that's located right above the new template. So say I wanted to put in the account name. I would go to account type fields, account name, and then I would copy and paste this right into where I wanted it to say the account name. So we're going to go ahead and save this. So we have a new email template called Steve Referrals. So if we want to use that template that we just created, you'll notice that in this email template selection it's not there, but if we click refresh, we see that Steve Referrals is now a new option for an email template. So we click on that and then we click preview. We can see this is the template that we set up under setup. Now we can go back here, and if we go to next, Steve Referral mass email. We're going to go ahead and send that now. Now that the email has been successfully sent, we can look at what it's going to look like in a user's inbox. So if you go to the inbox, this will be what the email actually looks like. Little Smiles introduction, again, was that subject that we set when we were setting up the template, as well as Cassius was filled in, where we said that they should put the contact name, and my name was filled in, where we said that they should put the username. The final feature that the Salesforce mass email function has is the ability to go back and look at tracking the emails to see if they were successfully sent. So we can go again into setup. Then if you scroll down here, you can go to monitor, mass emails. And under here we can see that Steve Referral was a successful email and that it was sent on December 8th at 4:01 p.m. So that's a brief overview of the capabilities of mass email and how to use them when interacting with Salesforce for nonprofits.